Have a Tesla Cybertruck? Well, you might have a hard time getting insurance for it. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for spending a little bit of time here with me today. And you know, we don't like insurance companies very much here on this channel. I acknowledge that they are a necessary evil, most of us do. And you know, in some situations, they can come in very, very handy, like when my dog got stung by a bee and we found out, oh, she's allergic to bee stings, and then a $5,000 bill later. Cut in half thanks to having insurance. So I don't want to poo-poo you getting insurance, but you know, insurance companies will do things like what we're talking about today that just make you scratch your head sometimes. And in this case, it happens to involve the Tesla Cybertruck. Now, before we even get into the story, I do want to state my opinion on the Cybertruck. I haven't driven the thing. For all I know, it's a very nice car, and people who own it seem to be very happy with it. I personally think it's the ugliest piece of garbage I've seen on the road. I mean, okay, I say piece of garbage even though I haven't driven it, but the thing is, it is so ugly. Like, it is an eyesore to look at on the road. It certainly sticks out. Like, I mean, if you are seen driving one of these things because of how expensive they are, you probably have money at the very least. So, I mean, that's a good way to advertise you're successful. Also, I will admit that I've seen some Cybertrucks decked out with like advertisements and billboards, and as a advertising billboard that drives around on wheels, it is probably very effective because it totally blows those old Rapify things that I used to do out of the water. But otherwise, I think this is an ugly car. And, well, I think Geico must think that it's an ugly car too, because they are terminating insurance coverage if you have one of these things. Okay, they won't be doing it because it's ugly. They're doing it for other reasons. But let's take a look at this article for Torque News. Geico, the second largest vehicle insurance underwriter in the U.S., has decided it will no longer cover Tesla Cybertrucks. The company is terminating current Cybertruck policies and says the truck, quote, doesn't meet our underwriting guidelines, unquote. Now, the reason we know about this is because of a man named Robert who shared an email he got from Geico on X and Reddit, and the letter stated this: Dear Robert, we would like to thank you for choosing Geico for your insurance needs. After a careful review of your policy records, we have determined that we are unable to continue your insurance coverage for the 2024 Tesla Cybertruck. We have taken this action for the following reasons. We are unable to insure your 2024 Tesla Cybertruck because this type of vehicle doesn't meet our underwriting guidelines. Therefore, we must notify you as follows. All coverage on the 2024 Tesla Cybertruck provided by Geico Casualty Company under the above policy number will not be renewable as of the following date and time. We are able to continue coverage on the remaining vehicles on your policy. That's going to be important, by the way. Your updated policy documents will follow shortly. We regret that circumstances require this action and urge you to obtain other coverage on the 2024 Tesla Cybertruck prior to the date. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at the number below. Now, some of you might read that email, and aside from the thing that says we are able to continue coverage of the remaining vehicles, you might be thinking, well, maybe Robert himself did something bad. Maybe Robert is the problem and not the Cybertruck. But that is clearly not true, because it turns out that Robert has pretty much zero accidents on his record. It's pretty amazing. And also, he has 8 vehicles that are also insured by Geico. I don't know why you would need 8 vehicles, but hey, it must be nice if you can have 8 vehicles. And Geico is only choosing to terminate the insurance on the Cybertruck. So clearly Geico has it out for the Cybertruck. The question is, why would they? And well, there's no solid answer, but as Torque News points out, there are some reasons on why this might be the case. So as they have reported numerous times over the past few months, one possible factor might be that the Cybertruck is one of the most problem-ridden vehicles currently on the road. It's common to see Cybertrucks breaking down in the middle of the street or being bricked for no apparent reason. We've, and this is Torque speaking, reported 3 such issues just in the past week. In one, the Cybertruck owner says that he was locked out of his truck for 3 weeks, unable to open the door after it got bricked for the second time. Another story, we covered a man who says he still loves the Cybertruck despite Tesla failing to fix the issue with his truck after 8 separate service visits over 5 months. And we've also reported that Tesla service technicians are awaiting upper management to issue a Cybertruck recall and refresh to address the truck's numerous issues. Now, that's just bricking of the vehicle. What about actual repairs? Well, that's probably where Geico is really getting cold feet, because the biggest of the issues comes in cost and wait time to repair a Cybertruck following a minor accident. Not even a major accident, a minor accident. A few months ago, a Cybertruck owner shared that it cost $13,404 to fix his truck after a minor fender bender. Other reports also show that Cybertrucks cost more than $20,000 to fix following relatively minor accidents. And then you have the glass. As of the writing of this article, several Cybertruck owners have reported that their transparent metal glass has spontaneously shattered after being left in the sun for too long. Other Tesla Cybertruck owners have reported that their windshield shattered in pieces after being cleaned with a microfiber cloth or a light hit by a wedding ring. And then you have the stainless steel, that because of the construction material of the Cybertruck, this car poses a risk to other road users, because in this case, Torque singles out Cybertruck's 30x cold rolling stainless steel exoskeleton, which, not gonna lie, folks, I have absolutely no idea what that means. If you know, please tell me in the comments. I'm sure it's something fancy, but the bottom line is what this means is that if the Cybertruck gets into an accident with another vehicle on the road, there have been many reports where the Cybertruck has emerged barely scratched. Well, why would this be an issue for Geico? Well, the other vehicle gets totaled, and if the person driving the Cybertruck is the one responsible, then Geico's on the hook for that totaled vehicle. There is one final thought that's thrown out here, and maybe there's something to this, maybe not. I would hope not, because it seems like this would be a very petty thing to cancel insurance over when there's a workaround. But apparently Elon Musk and Warren Buffett don't exactly get along, and Geico is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, which is run by Warren Buffett. Now, I think this is probably the least likely of the option. I know some of you will probably say this is the most likely because you believe that Elon Musk is persecuted by the media. Whatever, that's your decision to believe, but I personally think it's the fact that the cars are just frankly too expensive to fix, and when they do damage, the damage is major. Now, why is Geico just canceling these policies instead of doing things like, I don't know, raising the rates? Well, that's a good question, and really that seems like the most simple solution. If these Cybertrucks really are that expensive to fix, they really should just raise the cost of what the insurance is. Now, if those costs are deemed at a rate that most people won't do it, Geico should honestly say, okay, going forward, we're no longer going to insure this car. The people who do have the car, this is what your rates are going to be going to, but for the most part, you'll be grandfathered in. Everyone else who gets these trucks, you're going to have to go get insurance somewhere else. And, that would have been the best solution, probably, but we all know that insurance companies don't think rationally, and we've all got horror stories with insurance companies where, they're happy to take your money, of course, but when it comes to giving it back when you actually need it, well, that's where things become tricky. So I'm going to share an insurance story from my parents, because thankfully I've not had too many issues with insurance companies except for Uber's insurance policy, which I've talked about many a year ago. But my parents have had their home for a very, very long time, and they had insurance with a company for more than 20 years when they lived in that home. Well, one night there was a storm that came by, and it blew our fence down. Now, my dad had never put in a insurance claim before. He'd always paid on time. He had a lot invested in the insurance company, and he put a claim in to get the fence fixed. Well, the insurance company did fix the fence. They paid for it and everything. And then they canceled his policy because how dare he actually use the policy. So I am not a fan of insurance companies, so I am not defending Geico or what they're doing, and I think that there is another way that they totally could have handled this. But that being said, if you are planning on getting a Tesla Cybertruck, you might want to keep something like this in mind. And I do wonder what's going to happen if other auto insurance companies follow suit. Like, what if the State Farm and all these other companies that give out car insurance, what if they decide, the Tesla Cybertruck is just too expensive to insure, we're going to cancel your policy if you have it? Like, what are Cybertruck owners going to do? I mean, they do seem safe for the road so long as they don't crash, and by all accounts, people who own them love the car. So who knows what's going to happen there? But what happens if all the insurance companies decide not to insure this vehicle? Like, where are Tesla Cybertruck customers supposed to get their insurance? I think that's going to be an interesting question going forward. But anyway, I would like to know what you think of this policy, and are you in Geico's favor? Do you think they have a point, or do you think Geico is being way too overzealous? I would love to know, so comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. I'll see you next.
Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Just a few more things. First of all, the names that you see on the screen, these are our Patreon and YouTube member supporters, and I thank each and every one of them. Their support helps me make exclusive videos for Patreon and YouTube members, as well as keep the channel running, and of course is just of huge kindness to me. Also, don't forget to check out the iCritic-led podcast on Spotify, Apple, Google, Deezer, whatever podcasting service you listen to, it is there. We definitely want to see you there. And hey, there's also other videos that you can check out. So, check out these other channels, these other videos, especially that one. I think that's a really good one.